I've got a broken tire. Hi, I'm Kent and welcome to Turn a Wood Bowl. Yeah, I broke a tire. Now, this tire was from my bandsaw, and you might not be aware of the fact that your bandsaw has tires on it. Of course, it's got wheels, but those wheels have tires, and these tires are important for guiding our blade around. They do break after a while. Now, mine have been on for quite some time, and I was kind of surprised by this. When this tire broke, I just came to a screeching halt. The blade stopped, the wheel was still turning. It was making a little bit of a weird sound, but nothing was moving. I wasn't getting anywhere. And that's how I knew it was time to change my tire. And I decided while I was at it, I might as well change the other one as well. It had some wear up on the top crown as well, and it's the same age, so there's a good chance this one was going to break as well. So I might as well change both of those. Now, the process of changing the tires on your bandsaw, according to the instructions, is very simple. However, it's a lot more difficult than you might think. I needed 3 techniques to get the tires on my bandsaw, and I'm going to go through that and share with you what it took to get these tires replaced.
First thing you want to do is pull the power. Now, I actually pull the power from both my lathe and my bandsaw because I've accidentally unplugged the wrong one before. Going to release the pressure on the tension and then carefully take the blade out of its path. You want to be really cautious here, especially when you turn this sideways, not to get it pinched and kink the blade in any way. Once you have it out, I like to wrap it up. I step on it and then I simply twist it until it gets into 3 circles or 3 loops. And it will usually stay together like that. And just simply set that aside. We'll come back to that later. Now I'm going to get this first tire off. This top tire did not break, but I'm going to replace this one. And I'm simply going to get underneath it with a flat screwdriver and pry it out. This will be the easiest step of all the steps. All right, that was pretty straightforward. Now you want to clean the wheel off really well too before you put the new tire on. Now, I've seen instructions that range from just simply stretch it on and it works. So I thought, well, let's try that. And another one suggested, well, just use these little spring clips and hold it in place, and they work like extra hands for you, and then you just stretch the bottom and it just goes on. Yeah, well, as you can see, that little spring clip is, it's only barely covering that little edge there. It's not really doing too much. And I'm wondering, now that I think back on it, I wonder if these suggestions were coming from bandsaws that were much smaller. If you had a 8 or 10 inch bandsaw, this would be probably not too bad. And it's just not stretching. So I'm going to use pliers or screwdrivers to lever this in, or try to lever it in. Yeah, this guard is completely in the way. So I'm going to take this guard off. All right, that should do it. Now, I've got the 2 sides clipped down. I'm going to go ahead and lever this in now. Okay, one of the other suggestions was to soak this in tap water with a little soap in it. Just make it hot. Let it wait about 5 minutes. That should be good. And then it'll stretch a lot easier. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. So I tried it again, and I used my other wood clamps, which gave me a little more surface on top, so I can really grip that top surface. But they'll still spring off. So it's stretching a little bit more. It's almost there, but no, it's not quite. I can't quite get it all the way down into that path. And then another suggestion recommended taking the wheel off. Well, okay, maybe that'll be a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and take the wheel off, set it on my bench, and I'll let that soak for 5 more minutes, and we'll stretch it on. Now, this is just tap water I use, just hot tap water, and it's hot, but it's not crazy hot. I'm going to go ahead and clamp this now that I've got it on the bench. And it's just such an awkward thing. I think it's actually a lot better on the machine. So I'm going to stretch it, and again, so another set of instructions said to wait 15 minutes. And this time, I actually put the water through our tea kettle and got it up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, almost boiling. And in this time, it was hot. And I waited a full 15 minutes. And I can tell that it's a little bit more limber. Not a lot, but a little bit. So I'm going to go back through this process. I'm trying to clamp a half of the wheel down and then pull it down. Now I'm getting a little bit more stretch here, so I'm feeling somewhat optimistic. I'll tell you, at this point I was getting frustrated. I'm thinking, is this ever going to happen? Now, here's where I made the mistake. I started working on one side, trying to get that down. The problem is it's really pulling on the opposite side there. So the trick and the technique that I've figured out that seemed to work is what I'm going to do next here. So I can pull it, but I can't quite get it over that edge. And I can get this side down, but again, so you can see how much tension is putting on that opposite side, and then it pulls it out on the opposite side. Probably could have kept working with it here. It's the center. So what I figured out works for me is to lever the center and then use a second screwdriver to split the difference between the two sides. So now that I've got the center in position, I can bring this side around, and I'm really not adding a ton of extra pressure to that opposite side. So I've got that on the track somewhat, and then I'm going to work the screwdriver out and bring it over to the opposite side. It is not easy. This is a 17-inch bandsaw, and that wheel's pretty good size. There it is. It's in. Now I got to be careful I don't pull it back off. And the other thing you need to do here is work it down onto the track of the wheel quickly before it starts cooling down. You can see it's up on the rim there a little bit. You want to make sure it seats down very well down into that track that's on the wheel. So take your time and make sure that goes all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and reattach that. I got one down. 15 minutes of soaking in hot water later, I'm ready to do the bottom wheel. And I'm going to try to use the technique I just used at the bench on the machine itself. So I'm going to clamp down half of the wheel or the tire to the wheel. And then I'm going to try to lever from the center and then pull the sides in. This seems to have worked for me. So go ahead and clamp the two sides down. And then lever from the center down. You gotta be careful, those clamps keep wanting to come loose, and you can see it's popped out of the track there. This wheel, or the tire rather, is like exactly the size of the wheel. It is a challenge. It's not like there's any slack in it, which of course you don't want slack in it. So I'm gonna lever that center and then split the difference with each of the sides, and by pulling those in with the second screwdriver. Oh, and that side went on. This is exciting. It's almost like I discovered something. I discovered that all the instructions that said this was super easy really weren't telling the truth. Take your time. And again, I've got to get the clamps off of there and make sure that this tire is seated down into that channel very well. All right. It actually worked. That was a lot smoother. So learn from all of my trial and error. You want to use clamps. You want to soak it in very hot water, almost boiling, for 15 minutes. And then you want to use a lever in the center and then bring in a second lever for the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and put the machine back together here. And there's something else that's really important I want to share with you here as far as having good control over your blade or of your cutting when you're cutting. And you can throw that blade on the floor and it'll open up automatically, or I kind of hold on to it and it springs open, but you got to be careful it doesn't grab you and bite you. So I'm going to feed the blade back in through the track. I start on top and get it into all its channels here, and then I will get it on the lower wheel. Now you're doing this with the tension off. Now I'm on the lower wheel. Just make sure it goes through all the different channels and don't force it. You don't want to get a kink in there. Make sure it's moving freely before you commit to anything. And I'm going to go ahead and reapply the tension. And I'm going to spin the wheel. Now this is really important. A lot of people will have the blade centered on that tire. What you really want is you want the teeth, the cutting teeth, centered on that tire. And this adjustment in the back of the bandsaw is what makes that. You can see how I moved the blade back a bit so the cutting teeth are on the center of the wheel. That's really critical for having really good control of your cuts because it's putting all the tension on the front edge, the cutting edge of your bandsaw. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is adjusted here. Give myself just a little bit of space between my bearings. And get that all snugged up. You can see the small gap there. So we're going to give this a test. One of the things you really need to do is bring down this guard. I have to say, I see so many YouTubers with this guard clear up to the top like that was. You really want this guard down to just the highest part of your cutting so that you're protected and you have control over the blade. So I'm going to give this a run, and it's running like a champ. You can set your tension and readjust that if you need to, but it's looking really good.
So there you have it. It's not super hard to change the tire, but it is a little bit tricky, and you do want to use the techniques that I showed you in this video because it is challenging getting that tire stretched onto the wheel. But obviously it has to take place, otherwise you can't operate. Metal on metal doesn't work so great. So a metal wheel with a metal bandsaw blade is not going to work great. And this tire is super important. So you got to have to do it at some point. Now you know how to do it. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you've changed the tires on your bandsaw and if you had as much difficulty as I did, or if they were super easy for you, like the instructions say they're supposed to be. Let me know what you did to change your tires, and let me know if you plan on changing the tires on your bandsaw after you saw this video. While you're down there, do me a favor and click that like button. Thank you. Be sure to check out my website, turnawoodbowl.com. Over there, I've got everything you need to know about, you got it, turning wood bowls. So check it out, turnawoodbowl.com. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, until next time, happy turning.